Hi guys, this is John. I'm gonna be doing a match analysis today of the Batman versus Batgirl matchup. This is me playing against my buddy online, so I do note that there's some lag in this match. So you might see some things dropped, some stuttering, etc., etc. I'm gonna try to do this like in vein of Arturo Sanchez, Saban, as he's called. Try to do a play-by-play analysis of this match and try to give you guys some information on like spacing and why certain things happened and what I could have done better, what he could have done better, etc., etc. So let's get it started. So it's on Themyscira Port, Batgirl versus Batman. Okay, let me pause it right there. So I started out with a back three because, you know, you can catch somebody sometimes, and he went for a jump, and so we just completely missed each other. We guessed wrong. We guessed wrong what we were going to do, and nothing happened. So I'm trying to throw money right there to see if he would jump again to get for a hard knockdown. Okay, so notice where we're at. We're full screen. Now let me draw some lines here. So we're full screen. When you're this far away from Batgirl, she can throw her bolo, and if you try to throw something, it's not going to work at this distance because it's going to trade, and she'll probably get a full combo punish if she has meter. You always got to pay attention to her meter. In this case, she doesn't. So I mean, I could try to play the projectile game right now, but I don't know if I do. I do have all three of my bats out, so that's good, keeping her in check. She can't mindlessly throw her bolos out, and whoever gets the first hit's going to get that first meter, so let's see what happens. So I'm chucking batarangs, like I said, but she has no meter. Okay, so I dashed in, called my trait behind me, and as you can see, she blocked it. So what's going to happen now? I throw her. Okay, let's rewind that. Let's rewind that. So let's go frame by frame. So notice she blocks all three bats, and she's just blocked the last bat. Right there. Okay, notice how she just blocked it. Notice how quickly I threw her out of that. That's because, here's a hint guys, after you block the mechanical bats, you are not in block stun anymore. You are immediately out of block stun. You can do whatever the hell you want. So she was neutral while I threw her right there. Now let's see what happens. This puts her at full screen. And I have the meter, so I can play the projectile game. What am I going to do? Okay, so that was bad. Let me just make a comment that I love this interactable up here. When you are in this area over here and you can cut down that interactable, you cover pretty much like all of this space when you have this interactable. As this thing comes down and then boom. So this, I don't know, and with Batman's projectile game, and he can meter burn whenever, like, this is such an incredible tool for Batman over here. Unfortunately, I didn't have that tool, he did, so I'm trying to approach right here. I got one bat out, I send the bat out, trying to stop him from cutting this and to keep him in like a little bit of block stun, but he calls it before the bat hits, and I get hit. Now, right here, let me rewind a little bit. So he dashes up to me. Okay. So he dashes up to me. Now right here, I'm still getting up, and this is where Batgirl is, and this is about where all of her strings will reach. So she has a high starter and a low starter. Now at this point, I could do a wake-up attack. But if she blocks it, you know, obviously Batman's wake up's not too good. It's just the slide, and it's super punishable. But in this case, I just decided to block. So what happens is she dashes again in that range, and she goes for the high starter. Okay, so I block the high starter. Now after you block the high starter, you got a few options. I right here got a back three. I did not want a back three. That's just online shenanigans. I probably meant to do a back 2-3. But I get a back 3, and she goes for a down 1, which stuffs the back 3. So, you know, that's no bueno. But now we're pretty much neutral because I don't think... Yeah, he doesn't cancel it. So he just does a down 1 and doesn't cancel it. Goes for the... Okay, he went for the low starter there after he was neutral, and I blocked that too. Honestly, that was just lucky for me. I might have tried to backdash, who knows. But I end up blocking low. Now, notice how I retaliate immediately with back 1-1-2, as you saw, and it connected. So let me lay down why that happened and why I got the hit. So he goes for the low start right here, and I block it. Okay. After this, Batgirl is -10 frames. -10. Now, he can duck. So if I throw out a stand jab, or a standing 1, if you will, it could whiff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be, in this case, mashing, because it's online. I mean, there's no point in not doing this, but if you mash back 1 is 9 frames startup. So if he tries to press anything, any kind of button at all in this instance after I block this, and I mash back 1, I'm going to beat him. And guess what happens? He probably presses something right here, and that 1 frame of advantage that I had allows me to back 1-1-2 him. Now, after I get a back 1-1-2, or just generally, you know, a back 2-3, or any situation where I knock the opponent down, I will generally go for the meaty batarangs. And I did. And he did his wake up. And his wake up cartwheel is extremely, extremely invincible. Has many frames of startup invincibility, so you can't even hit it. So what I did was I threw the batarang, and I Meterburn it. So okay, watch this. This is just, you know, basic Batman 101, but let me rewind a little bit right here. Okay, he does the wake up. First I call my trait. You always want to have your trait out. So I call the trait, and then I throw the meaty batarang, and he does his wake up attack. So it's going to go right past the batarang. But right when I blow it up, the second I blow up that batarang over here, I am neutral. I am now neutral. Which means I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm basically just standing there. So what do? He's still recovering from his wake up, so I call my trait and dash in. Now unfortunately he ducked it, so I mean that was negated in this instance, but I blocked his crouch jab, which is a mid, so you can block that high or low. Now, you just saw my back 2 hit, probably counter hit. He probably tried to throw something out, because back 2 is 11 frame startup. Actually, it might be 14. I'm really sorry. Is it? I don't know. But it's faster because all of her strings have 14 frame startup. So mine is greater than hers in this instance. So back 2 stuffed her. But I'm pretty sure I wanted to complete the string and go for back 2-3. So unfortunately, just got the back 2. But again, fortunately for me, he doesn't do anything. So I back 2-3 out of there. Call my trade immediately after the block back 2-3. And okay, here, let me go back right here. I don't know if this is analyzing this too much for you guys, but so I call the trait and then I jump right here. Now, what I do is I glide, because normally I would have landed right here, and he might have tried to dash in and hit me. But what I did was I tried to glide to throw off his timing. Unfortunately, he dashes after I do the glide and I'm already down here. So we're both neutral right here. Now he goes for the low starter. And I think I reacted to that. I don't know. I react to the low start block. Now again, we're in this situation. I blocked the low starter. Remember, I have that 10 frame. He has the 10 frame deficit. He is -10 frames. Well, I have a back 1. That's 9 frames. That's going to hit him. Now, I'll throw it out. Now see, he's learned in this instance to block the back 1. Now I do back 1-1-3. This string is really, really risky because if it's blocked, you're at neutral and you're right next to them. So you have to play their game. I'm pretty sure you're like -1 or something, I don't know, but they're a little bit ahead of you. So what I do is right after that string is blocked, I call a bat for the little extra block stun, but honestly, the bats don't cause that much. So I was kind of trying to hit her pressing buttons. Didn't really work. She blocks it. Now she's going into her overhead string. Okay, so I tried to back 2 right here, and that was a no-go, and she hits me with her overhead string. So let's see what happens. She hits me with the overhead and doesn't follow it up. Okay, that was really, really lucky for me. He doesn't follow it up, and then he goes for the down 1 again for pressure. You'll see a lot of people do this. They'll throw out a down 1 just to keep you in block stun and keep you in check and make you guess again for what they're going to do. So he throws out a down 1, and now he's going for the overhead string again. Hits the overhead string and puts me in the Batgirl vortex. Okay, so I'm going to let this play through. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Batgirl, I'm going to rewind. If you are, please bear with me. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make this for everybody. So he jumps in. After that string, it's a 3-hit string. He's very positive, and he doesn't have to cancel into anything. He's just naturally very positive. So once you're in this hit stun, you have to guess high or low. I guessed low here, and he hits me because I'm guessing incorrectly. So then it leads back into the vortex. He can do the string. See, here he went for a combo. If they ever go for a jumping normal afterwards, after the string they do, they'll go for a combo back down. And he could have canceled this move, but fortunately for me, he misses it. Probably because, again, I'm saying this is an online match. So what happens? He dashes in and goes for the low, and I backdash it. See, this goes with, let me rewind it real quick. This goes with knowing your character's wake-up timings, guys. Especially off of certain moves that characters are doing. So after he doesn't cancel this move and I'm on the ground, I have to know how quickly I'm going to get up. Especially because, look, he's dashing in right here. Now, I can see myself standing up already. I know that once he gets to this position, right here, he has, again, his strings are 14 frame start at both the high and the low start. So here I have choices. I could guess. These are the choices. Guess. Do I want to guess? Well, that could lead me to getting full comboed, so no. 2. I could backdash. Backdashes have a lot of invincibility. Sorry for the horrible handwriting. So backdashes have a lot of invincibility. And what I do is I time the backdash. See, I backdash, and I know that it's going to get away from his low starter. Or he could have done the high. Either way, it would probably escape them. The low one goes a bit farther away. I mean, a bit closer. No, sorry, excuse me. It goes farther away. Sorry, it's kind of late. So the lower hitting string goes a bit farther, and I know that my backdash is going to get away from that. So what do I do here? I went for the interactable. That's called being a greedy bastard, ladies and gentlemen. Greedy bastard. You do not want to be a greedy bastard. If anyone is, this close to you and you have an interactable right here, do not use the interactable. No interactable, because they're going to hit you out of it. And then in this case, I just got hit with the low starter, and he drops the uppercut into the bolo. I'm keep pausing it, sorry guys. So he misses the uppercut, and that would have been the round. I throw out a down 2 because my down 2 is very fast, and it's kind of like a get off me move. Now let me go slow right here. What happens? So he tech rolls the down 2, and I call trait. Okay, that's good. Now he's doing, I'm going to circle right here on the left. He's doing his wake up attack. It's going to tell you right there. That cartwheel is extremely safe, and it's very invincible. So what I do is I neutral jump it, thinking that it's going to end over here, when in reality it ended right here, which is bad. Because now, he's neutral right here, and I'm up here. So what I'm doing is, I'm throwing money because he thought I was going to land faster than I did, but I didn't. I threw the money up here, which caused me to stay up a little tiny bit more. It kind of gave me like a little push upwards. And that in turn causes his down 1 to miss. So now, we're both neutral. And it looks like I went for a back 2 right there, but again he threw out, instead of going for a low starter, he went for another down 1. So he stuffed my back 2. And there, I'm just going to let the round end. He just poked me with a high starter and killed me. Okay, Now this is crucial right here, what's happening. The rounds just started again. The life bar, his life bar, or my life bar rather, is it's gone, and we're put into this starting position where he's right here, I'm right here. Now, I've played the Batgirl matchup enough to know that Batgirl's low starter is probably going to reach around here, and that's probably most likely going to hit me. So what I need to do is probably block low in this instance. Or maybe react to a dash if he tries to dash in. So, let's see what I do. I could either block low, or actually I have other options, so let's see what I do exactly. Even I don't know. Okay, this is beautiful. So let me rewind real quick, back to that situation I just showed. Okay, so in this situation, again, we're both neutral. I know how far his string's gonna go. I know his lower string down here is the farther reaching one. So what I'm going to do is either guess he's going to go A for a string, B or 2 in this case for a jumping attack, or 3, nothing. / backdash. Now, in this case, if I jump, gets rid of the string. String's going to miss, and I'm probably going to get a full combo. I'm probably going to hit him jumping 2, coming down. 2, if he jumps, I will try to intercept him. So that's taken care of in my mind already. I'm going to throw out something preemptively. If he does nothing / backdashes, even if I do like a preemptive jump, it's going to be really hard for him to punish. So let's cross those off. And Batgirl's down 2, it's pretty good, but Batman's jump 2 is insane. So really, the best thing he could have done is tried to predict I'm going to jump and hit me. Now, what do? Let's go frame by frame here. I jump, and I do a preemptive money. Now, I call this money because it looks like he's throwing his golden Sacagawea dollars, by the way. I know lots of people call it money, so I'm always going to call this spray in the air money throw. So he throws his money out, and I hit her because I did it preemptively guessing he was going to jump, and this causes a hard knockdown. So now, normally Batman would get a pretty good mix-up game right here, but Batgirl's wake-up is not to be messed with. It's probably one of the best wake-ups in the game. So what I'm going to do here, let's see what I do. Now I jumped over her wake-up. I knew I'd have to time it perfectly so where when she inputted the wake-up, it would go out over here, or he inputted, sorry, this is my buddy. When Batgirl got her wake-up, I'd have to hope that it didn't autocorrect and go this way, but rather the correct way that he wanted. So I got lucky and I got over her wake-up attack. So let's see what happens now. Now, see, he's going, let's go frame by frame here. He went for the interactable while I went for the jumping move. So I hit him out of that interactable. Now I'm going to get a nice little Meterburn combo, basic combo. Now, notice what I did here. This is crucial to Batman's game plan right here. Especially against Batgirl. You want to keep her in check. So let me rewind a little bit. I get the combo, and immediately after back 2-3. Notice how I called my trait. I called my trait immediately. Now, also what I'm doing, she's still waking up, so I'm again throwing. I love to do this. This is a big part of my personal gameplay. I'm throwing meaty batarangs. So right when she stood up, she's blocking it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to Meterburn it. Now this causes me to have 20 plus frames of advantage. I forget the exact number, 23 I believe. So I am at such an advantage here, and I've already called my trait, I've got that down, that I can dash in and go for some free mix-up. So let me rewind and tell you what just happened there. So I dash in. Now I call the trait so it's going to hit right after my dash animation is ending. So you got to get used to the timing of calling your trait if you're a Batman player and knowing how fast your bats travel and when they'll get there to your target. So I knew he's in block stun. I called the bats. Now she blocks the first bat. Okay, she blocks the first bat. Blocks the second one, but notice how he switched his block to high, leaving the low exposed. When a Batman dashes up to you, he's either going to go for A, a low, or B, he's going to throw. Low or throw. He could go for a high, but you're gonna be able to react to it. It's kind of like a cartwheel. So I go for the low or the throw. In this case, I go for the low, and I do back 1-1 Meterburn batarangs. Now I probably could have done back 1-1-3 the launch into back 2-3 for meterless kill, but it's my own personal playstyle, and I use meter a lot. I use Meterburn batarangs a lot, to be specific. The move is just excellent. So, alright, I'm going to stop it right here. The round just started. Notice where we are. Again, this is that same situation except the roles are reversed. Now I'm outside and she's in the corner. So she has options. She could go for the interactable right here. She could jump. Is she going to do the interactable? Is she going to jump? Or is she going to do nothing? So what do I have to do? I have to guess. Let's see what I do. I guess the jump. And he goes for the interactable. Now what I try to do is I try to throw the money at her right here. And it doesn't work in this instance. Now, what I had running through my mind right here was this. Oh, just a second. The program likes to freeze sometimes. Okay. So, let me rewind a little bit. So I'm going to guess right here that she's going to either throw the interactable, or jump, one of those two. And if I do jump money, A, the money has a chance to splatter her back to the ground, and B, the money has a chance to also float me above the potential interactable. So it's a win-win. Unfortunately, I do it a little bit too early, just a little bit too early, and I get hit by the interactable. So now, I notice where that puts me. I jump over the second interactable, and I have trade out. You always want to have trade out. You want to have really good bat management. Now let's see what happens. Notice how Batgirl has full meter, and while I only have, looks like, 2. Now this is very dangerous. You cannot no projectiles at this range versus Batgirl with meter, because if she reacts to you throwing something and comes down, she gets full combo punish. She can meter burn her teleport and gets full combo punish, and it leads into the vortex. So do not throw a projectile at this range versus Batgirl. Now, I waited. See how I just waited there? If you just wait for Batgirl to advance, now you have a chance. You have a chance to get in now. So what do? I dash in, and I call trait. If trait's moving like that, I called it. So I called trait, and let's see what happens. I dash again because I know that trait's going to keep following. And I push her back a little bit. So she blocks the trait. And now he's learned to block low. So this is something that I've been doing a lot. I've seen some Batman players do this. It's very good. You do back 1-1. He just blocked that. And then you do it into the batarangs. And right when you throw the batarangs, you want to meter burn them. Because again, you are 20 and above positive frames. So now you have 20 frames to dash in and do whatever the hell you want. But instead of dashing in, what I'm doing is I'm going for an overhead. Now this is Batman's forward 3, and it's his only overhead starter. Fortunately for me, after you do the Meterburn batarang, you're in the perfect position to do forward 3 and get the overhead. Now, he wasn't expecting this, and I know my buddy has seen this before, the guy I was playing, but he was not expecting this in this case, and he got hit by it. So you couldn't see, but he was blocking low when he should not have. He should have been blocking high. So he gets hit by it. I go for the jump 2, 1, 2, 3, back 2, 3. Now, same instance, back 2, 3, they're back in the corner, okay? What I do immediately, this is what you got to do. Call your trait. Now I got one bat out up here, and I got another one in rotation back here. So I'm probably going to throw a meaty batarang. Let's see what I do. Oh, what do you know? I threw a meaty batarang. Now guess what I'm going to do with it? I meter burn it, because now he didn't do wake up, so he didn't avoid it. And he's now in block stun. So now I can dash in and go for pressure. Ah, okay. So this is a very important spot right here. I'll mirror rewind a little bit. I jump thinking he's going to jump. Preemptive jump 2, he doesn't jump, he goes for a low starting string. He whiffs. Now look, I'm neutral here. I'm walking forward. Now look how close I've put myself in the proximity of Batgirl. This is where really knowing your character strings and knowing their potential comes in handy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw out a normal, and hope it counter hits because I'm canceling it into trait. I don't see, I have one bat in stock right here and I want to get it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw out a normal and hope that I get a counter hit. I'm hoping that she's going to throw something out. So if I throw something out, it's going to beat whatever she does. Now let's see what I do. I throw out a back one, and it looks like she went for a low starter. We both go for the low. Okay. But I got lucky because my back one's 9 frame startup while hers is 14 frames. So what happens is I get the counter hit. I immediately cancel that into trait. Now look, she is still in hit stun after the back one. And I am jumping over her now. Now I wanted to go for a cross up, but I should have known that the jump 2 arc, or your jump arc with 2, it's a bit far in that case. So my 2 whiffs. Now I'm right next to her and I'm like panicking. I'm like, okay, my jumping move missed. What the hell am I gonna do? I'm probably at this point mashing on light, going into a string, because Batman's light is as fast as normal. It's 6 frame startup. 6 frame startup for his stand light. So I'm going for a light string. So I do light, medium, and nothing. And light medium on block is, I believe, +6. So I was +6 after that was blocked. And I'm pushed away, and I still have trait. So I know standing 1-2 or standing light then medium is blocked, I can do back 2-3 in this case. So I do back 2-3, and Batgirl just blocks everything. Now this is important versus all Batman players. Let me rewind it a little bit. When you're playing against Batman and you block a back 2-3, let me go frame by frame. Alright, back 2, there's the back 2. 3. Alright, notice when these blow up. You actually have enough time to jump out of these if you hold up forward. And you will probably catch a lot of Batman players off guard if you do this, because I rarely see anyone do this. So notice how he didn't jump out of it. He did not jump out of that bomb, the exploding batarangs, and he is now stuck in block stun. So now I can dash in because he blocked that, and I get free pressure because I am very plus after that's blocked. Okay, this is great. So if he had jumped out of this, he wouldn't have gotten hit in the first place, but he didn't. So what happens is I dash in, call my trait, and then right when I call the trait, I jump. Okay, so what happens? I go for the cross-up, jump 2 here, but look what happens. Let me rewind a little bit right here. Look what happens after I jump. Call the trait and I jump. Look, I hit this sort of invisible, I mean, this is the end of the stage right here. But normally when you jump over someone, you can cross them up. But in this case, for some reason, when Batgirl blocked that batarang, I mean not the batarang, the trait, it kind of pushed her back a little bit. And it causes this weird invisible wall right here to force me to stay on this side. So I'm going to stay on the left side and hit with the jump 2. Now this is going to lead into full combo. Now my go-to for jump 2 in the corner is jump 2, 1-1-2, batarang, and then Meterburn, because it's super easy to hit confirm. Now I can do 1-2-3 after this. Let's see what happens. Okay, I missed the 1-2-3. So this is very bad. When you're in this position versus Batgirl and you've just whiffed something, you better be freaking blocking and you better be freaking guessing. So he goes for his cartwheel and goes for the low ender. Her cartwheel has 2 enders. After she does this move, she can either go high or low. You gotta guess. In this case, look, I switched to block high at the last second and I guessed wrong. Probably guessed within the 2 frame time period wrong. So she gets the low. Now what? He jumps back and avoids my wake up attack. He knows how far my wake up is. And then after he backdashed, look what he does. He calls the last barrel and gets me with the interactable. So that was a really good play by him. But now notice I just got this bar of meter. While he has all of his meter over here, I still got 1 bar. So I'm in the clear. Now let's see what happens. Okay, this is great. So for some reason, I do a wake up batarang because I'm really eager to blow this meter and get the frame advantage or get her off me because I see her dashing in. But what he does is he jumps and then he does his teleport move. So now he's going to come back down and guess what? He has full bar, so you better believe that he's going to use one of them right here. He just used his bar and now he gets full combo. So this leads into the mix-up. Now let me pause it right here. I just started the wager. I want to address why I wagered here. So let me go back a little bit. Yes, there are thoughts put into wager, you guys. People don't, not every wager is just brain dead. So, I mean, that's how it should go, obviously. So after he lands his jumping normal, he can go into the high or low mix-up. And notice our health bars. We're almost even. He has 2 bars more than me. And he's probably going to get another bar after this vortex. So I'm thinking in my head, well, I don't want him to get bar, and I don't want to guess. So if I want to negate this, and I want to negate this, and I want to get him away from me, I just have to wager. Now, if he spends his bar over mine in the wager, and we bet everything, he's going to do like a decent chunk of my life. That's going to be gone up there. But we'll still almost be even. So let's see how much life I have after this wager. I bet 1 bar, and he most likely, I'm guessing, bets all of it. Okay. Now, notice, the health bars, he did 25% of my health. The health bars aren't as even as they were, but I still have a decent chunk, so I'm still in it to win it. I got full trait, which is excellent, and he doesn't have any bar anymore. Notice this, he has no bar. So he cannot do teleport and get full combo. It's not going to work. He could try to react to me throwing a batarang, but he's still not going to get full combo. So what's going to happen? He's throwing a bolo, and I waited for me to call my trait right there. See, I didn't just call trait immediately after the wager, because you got to guess that he might do the teleport. So I wait to see what he does. He throws the bolo, I block it, and then call trait. Now I go for the standard dash in, call my trait behind me and go for combo. Now I just hit him with the trait, and then I landed an easy jump 2 and a back 2-3. Now that's a very easy hit confirm, and it leads to, look at that, decent damage, decent meterless damage. So he has barely anything left. I don't have trait, so I can't call it. Now look what I did. I'm throwing my favorite whatever, meaty batarang. And I had bar, and I just used it. So now look. Look how much chip that did. Decent amount of chip. Here, let's rewind and see how much chip Meterburn batarang does. Let's rewind. Come on. Come on, program. Let's go. Let's do it. Please bear with me. Alright. Rewind it a little bit more. Okay, so notice how much chip this Meterburn batarang does. That's a decent amount of chip. Now he's already in 20 plus-ish frames of block stun right here. And I'm throwing another batarang. Now, it was kind of risky because he could have teleported. But in this case, he didn't. And either he got killed by chip, the batarangs do a decent amount of chip, or he tried to jump over it and got hit. And that ultimately was the end of the match. So that's about it, guys. Final notes I want to say about this matchup is, here, let me write this out. The main thing in this matchup is patience. Patience. That is the main thing. If I was teaching a class on Batman, this matchup requires a lot of patience. So let's put versus B-Girl. A lot of patience in this matchup. Okay, 2. You have to know her strings. Know Batgirl strings. Know the distance of them, how far they go. Know that the low one goes a little bit farther than the high one, I believe. I could be wrong with that, but from judging from just visuals, I believe it does. Know the startup of them. Know the startup of your own moves. Obviously, you should know your character. I should know some of the shit I haven't known in this video. I apologize for that. I'll definitely get my frame data memorized for my next video. So know her strings. You have to be really patient. And just know... Oh, the last thing. You want to really respect her wake up. you're gonna want to sometimes try to bait out her wake up to punish. Not a lot of characters get easy punish on her wake up because she doesn't have too much recovery on it, but it's really, really invincible with the wake up attack invincibility frame. So you just want to hold out and be super, super freaking patient when you play against her. So that's all I really have to say for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope someone out there finds this informative. And please let me know if you'd like to see another one of these with other characters. I'd be really happy to do them. I love breaking things down like this and explaining things. And please give me a like and or subscribe to my channel to show me some love, and I'll try to keep giving you guys some decent quality content. So that's it for now, guys. See you next time.